Hey everyone, welcome back to another video of Salesforce Makes Sense. This is Himanshu and we are continuing our concepts and brushing up our concepts on Apex, which is part of our Apex Developer Masterclass. If this is the first video you are looking at, I'll encourage you to take a look at the entire playlist starting from the beginning because we've covered a lot of ground. And for those of you who are continuing this playlist, the last we talked about was static, and now let's move on to a concept that's called extends, right? Extends is another keyword. So extends, what does this keyword tell you? Like extends, it says, like uh, carrying forward or adding on to what is already provided, right? Extending, I know extending is the word that contains extend, but it's more like pretty much what you have, more than that, a bit more than that, right? So a very good example is of employee and managers, right? So employee is fine. Managers are also employees, but they are managers as well. So they perform the roles of employees for the organization and they extend their capabilities to work as managers. So we can say that a manager extends what is the capability of an employee and then adds a cherry on the cake or adds something on top of it, right? In terms of additional roles, additional capabilities, additional work, additional areas to explore or exploit. So a class, similarly in Salesforce, a class can extend another class. What does it mean? It means that it can inherit the properties of that class. So let's quickly take a look into our extends keyword. So I'll just create a employee class. All right. So what is an employee class supposed to do? Employee. So an employee would have, let's say, public integer staff ID, public integer working hours, right? These would be the variables. And the methods, and now I hope you are good with me writing all these keywords: public, static, integer, defining the variables, methods, all of that. I hope you're good with all of this. Public static void perform. So let's say, what does a employee do? Complete Jira stories is one. Then public static void mark attendance, right? And then you might have another method, public static void deliver quality, right? So these could be the methods or these could be the things that an employee has to do, right? What about a manager? A manager also has to, let's say it's a technical manager, right? Not a functional manager. A manager might also have to complete Jira stories. They also have to mark attendance. They also have to deliver quality, correct? So if I were to create another class and call it manager, right? So this manager would do everything the employee does plus a bit more, correct? So if I had to define public static void handle team, public static void ensure timely deliverability, correct? And public static void handle escalations, right? And one crucial thing that these guys do is void handle appraisals, correct? So these are four things that a manager does, but the manager also does all of this stuff, right? So I should be able to say that a manager extends the capabilities of an employee, and I can save this. All right. So if you see, the extends keyword comes on the class level. All right. And I can only extend one class. I cannot do multiple. So I can only inherit properties from one another class. That's it. Now, if you notice, I've gotten an error on the line on line one, right? So what is the error? It says that non-virtual and non-abstract type cannot be extended. So in order to use a class for extension, that particular class has to be, defined virtual. You have to use a virtual keyword if you want it to be extended, right? And then you can use this class using the extends keyword that needs to inherit the properties. So if I want to use the employee class for extending the properties to the manager, I'd have to define this class as virtual. All right, and alongside virtual, I will also give the public access. That's my access modifier. I'll just put public and virtual. All right, and now let's try to save our manager class. All right, so if you see, the manager class has been successfully been able to extend the employee capabilities and also deliver 4 other items. So this is how an extends keyword works. If I want to do extends and if I want to say employee comma another class, I cannot do that. That's not allowed. Only one class can be extended at a time, right? You can only extend one class, not more than that. And if you want to use the methods of the extended class, you can use the override method. So the manager should also be able to do the things that the employee does, right? So we can override those methods by calling them here. So now if you want to basically use the methods of the extended class, you can use the override method, right? So the manager is capable of doing these 4 things extra, but the manager is also able to do these 3 things, right? So if I were to, let's say, mark attendance, I'll say system.debug marked present for employee. Let's say that's my debug log. I'll say save. What I want to do is I want my manager to extend that capability, right? The manager also has to mark their attendance, right? So since I'm able to extend employee from the manager class, I should be able to, something wrong. Let's go ahead and say save. I should be able to call this method by saying public, and I can use the override keyword. I'll say mark attendance. Now what this override keyword will do is it will understand, oh, okay, you are trying to use something from the extended class. So it will see on employee class, is there a mark attendance method? Yes, and then it will just override it with whatever you want to override it with here. So using the same capabilities, and I'll just put marked present for manager, who is also an employee. So I'm overriding the method on the top level class and doing what I need to do on the class level. Now, if you're using an override method, okay, let's try to save it. Let's see what happens. Yeah, the error has already come. So when you're using an override method, right, you cannot have static. Your methods cannot be static. So I'll get rid of the static keyword. If you want to override the method, you cannot have static keywords. Your method just will have the data type, the access modifier, and the name of the method, right? Once you have that, the error should go away from here. These overriding error should go away. It's taking some time to save. Yeah, right. So I've gotten the next error now. Yeah. So the first error was the static keyword, right? And the second thing is if you want to override a method similar to how the class was defined virtual, your methods also have to be defined virtual. That's it. These are the 2 things I wanted to explain. So a class that is extended, if you want to actually override the properties or the methods for that class, the definition cannot be static and they have to be virtual. All right. So now if I save this particular method with virtual and I've removed the static keyword, this class should save up fine. First of all, let's wait for it. And once this is saved up fine, I can actually save my dependent class, which is the manager class. And once this saves up fine, yeah, this is saved up fine. Let me try to show you what happens if I try to call the mark attendance method. So I'll say manager dot mark attendance and try to execute it. Let's see what happens. Do you think this will execute fine? So you see, it says non-static method cannot be referenced from a static context. I hope you now understand the error. What does this mean? This means I'll have to instantiate my class. So if I'll say new manager, this is the instantiation because this is a non-static method. And now let's say execute. So the mark attendance method has 2 different messages. But since I've overridden it and I've called it from the manager side, the debug only message should tell me mark present for manager who's also an employee. So it has been able to override it with this message, even though the employee class had this message right here for employee. Make sense? So This might not be a very regular thing to use in your day-to-day life as a Salesforce developer. It's a good to know thing about virtual class, about extending only one particular Apex class, and how can you use the override method. All right, and the employee and manager is a perfect example to understand that someone who has more duties than what they need, right? And similar to this, what I want you to do is I want you to create two Apex classes, and you should also give a relevant example, or you should also put a relevant example. And what you should do is you should keep some properties and variables defined on the first class that will be defined virtual, and then extend the properties into your new class and then try to debug it and see if you are able to override it or not. Okay, but please make sure that you use a real-time example or a real life example, and write a comment below, explaining that same. All right, and one more thing that I've not shown you here is about something around the constructor of the parent class that you are extending. So take a look at the super keyword online. Understand what the super keyword is and how you can initialize basic information when you are doing an extends property. Okay, so this is probably your homework, and probably you can just write back on the comment to me. All right, so that's all I wanted to explain around extends, and that covers pretty much the concepts that I wanted to talk about. We started off with the access modifiers. We understood class variables and class methods. We understood how to define class methods and what are required. We understood polymorphism. We understood how to use constructors. We understood the polyformic nature of constructors and how are they different from methods. And then we jumped into what is a static keyword, where to use it, what is static and non-static context, why classes cannot be static. And then finally we understood the extends keyword. All right, so a good chunk of work done in terms of setting up the foundation, setting up the basics, and writing some minimal code, and understanding, how the code structure looks like and what the look and feel is. Why am I writing this keyword? I know one of the subscribers told me, Imanshu, I don't understand the syntax also, right? So it's better to start from scratch, and that's the whole agenda. For people who are very much aware with this stuff, please wait for more deep dive tutorials that might be helpful for you. But I'm sure like most of you have been able to get a good amount of value returned in terms of each tutorial that's coming up. In case, I just wanted to share something with you guys. In case there's anything more than you need in terms of the uh, video tutorials that you're seeing, right? In case, so what I've done is on my website, you have this looking for assistance button, right? What you can do is you can open this topmate link that I have, and here you should be able to see a certain set of options available for you to, talk about. It could be a very quick chat around something you need urgently. It could be something around mentorship or career guidance. It could be a mock interview. It could be some interview prep or tips. So in case there's something that you need specifically apart from what you see on the tutorials, uh, please go ahead and book video meetings with me, and I can assist you there. So that's one thing I just wanted to tell you, and that's on my website salesforcemakes and you should also see a link on my YouTube channel. Yeah, so that concludes our first phase of um, very basic concepts. Now from here onwards, we'll move into scenarios, we'll move into operations and functions, we'll try to write loops and all of that stuff. So the next phase, which is phase 2, is coming up next. So stay tuned, and we'll see you in the next lecture. Bye.